I built my project. It was like building a website. I did everything line by line, point by point, and I started posting my profile. And when the 30 days the challenge came up and they said we should post every day for 30 days, man, it was not easy, but I did it. As by the end of that, those 30 days, I moved my subscribers or my followers from 500 to 900 and something. And it's not easy, but just do it, you know. And as I was doing it, sometimes there was this post I made that did not get any click. No, it wasn't like, no like, but the impression was 16,000. I went somewhere, I just joined a group where I wanted to start posting blogs. Apart from my website, I wanted to be posting blogs on the platform. I saw one of the owners of the platform posted my post and made comments on that, used it to teach. I was so encouraged.
All right. Hi everyone. Good evening, everybody. Please, can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Shakira, Blessing, am I audible? All right. Great. All right. Welcome everybody. You're welcome to the session tonight. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Awesome. So you're welcome to this session. I hope you all had a great day. Give me a second to share my screen. All right. Without wasting your time, I would like to get right into it. All right, just 1 second. If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. If you can see my screen. All right, so welcome to the session tonight. We'll be talking about how to future-proof your career with artificial intelligence. And that's about what we help people to do here at Nebiant Analytics. We're an EdTech company. We're beyond an EdTech company. We have been helping a lot of Africans to unlock their potentials, and we've been doing that. And in just under 2 years, we've been able to help over 100 of Africans break into tech, especially people that are interested in data related careers. And I'm talking about data analytics, data science, and business analysis. All right. So if you're looking to get into any of these areas in tech, Nebiant Analytics is where your journey starts. And my name is Ayobami. All right. I've been in data and IT consulting for close to half a decade now, and I've worked across several companies, across several countries globally, and I'm happy to be joining you this session, sharing from my wealth of knowledge, and with a goal to help you also start your journey in tech. So let's take a close look at our roadmap for tonight. So tonight we're going to start by taking a look at how other Africans like you were able to break into tech and also future-proof their career. After which we'll then take a look at how you can do the same, following in their footsteps by doing exactly what they did. We'll then have special announcements at the end of the session, and then after all of that, we can have some Q&A, questions and answer, where you get to ask me any question, and I would be more than happy to answer your question. So if we are good to go, you are clear on our roadmap for tonight, and you are ready to go, please give me a thumbs up so that we get right into it. Just give me a thumbs up if you are ready to go. Fantastic. All right, so let's see how other Africans have been able to break into tech. And I'm going to share the story of a couple of people so you can see what is possible. The first person I'm going to share with you is Esther. All right, this is Esther. Esther graduated as a nursing student, and she got a job as an on-field health practitioner for a non-governmental organization. If you joined earlier, you would hear Esther talk about her journey. All right. So Esther wasn't satisfied with that. If you're a Nigerian, you know what it means to work as an on-field personnel, always going from one place to another under the hot sun. So that wasn't really satisfying for Esther. Esther wanted more. and that led her to decide to empowering herself with a skill. All right. So if you've always wanted to break into tech, this is where it's always going to start from. All right. You cannot keep doing the same thing you've always been doing and expect a different result. So the first step in your journey would be to learn or empower yourself with a technical skill. And that's where Esther started from. And she joined our data analytics program February of this year. A lot of us that joined this session earlier, you hear Esther talk about how she joined the program in February this year. And Esther went through everything in our training program. And 3 months after that, in May 2025, Esther was able to land her first job in tech as a monitoring and evaluation analyst with an organization called Prawa Nigeria. So you can see the trajectory of Esther's career from being a nursing graduate to working as an on-field health practitioner to now currently working as a monitoring and evaluation analyst. So it started from Esther getting outside of comfort zone and empowering herself with a technical skill. So I'm believing that you're starting to pick out, actionable points that you can take from this session. If you're looking to break into tech, it will start from you deciding that enough is enough. I need to empower myself with a skill. All right. But not just Esther. We have quite a number of other people, but I don't want to bore you with all of that. So I'll share the story of one more person. All right. Share the story of one more person, and then we'll get right into it. See what we can learn from these people. What did they do differently? And how we can learn from, what they did differently. Another person I want to share a story with you is this young, handsome man right on my screen. His name is Oluwaseun. And like Esther, Oluwaseun wasn't satisfied with his previous job. At the time, he used to work as a microfinance bank, as a risk officer at a microfinance bank. And for those of you on this call that are familiar with microfinance banks in Nigeria, especially the role of a risk officer, you can tell how demanding but not rewarding that role can be. So Oluwaseun wasn't satisfied with that. He decided it was time to break into tech. And that led him to signing up for our business analysis training program in August 2024. So you can see a pattern. If you're looking to change your journey, you are looking to change your result, it will start with you doing something differently, empowering yourself differently. And that was exactly what Oluwaseun did. Joined our business analysis training program in August 2024. And one of the things that stood out with Oluwaseun was that right from the get-go, Oluwaseun started adopting everything that is being taught. We talk about show up on LinkedIn, put your work out there, let people get to know you, let people get to know what you do. And Oluwaseun took this very seriously. He started putting himself out there on LinkedIn, posting his work, and he got recognized. In fact, he got so recognized to the point that LinkedIn recognized him as a top voice in business analysis. Oluwaseun used that recognition, that top voice recognition, to land a lot of contract gigs. All right. But the most interesting part was when he landed a full-time business analyst role at a company called Your Innovations Blog. So let's take a look at these two people. Let's zoom in on these two people. What did they do differently? Because a lot of people have been learning tech for a long time, but they were not able to achieve the kind of results that someone like Oluwaseun and Esther achieved. When I say the kind of results, I'm talking about landing your job, your first job, in just a matter of months. All right, in just a matter of months. So, what did these two people? What did they do differently? And by the way, if you're just joining us, you have not missed out on much. And even if you feel like you've missed out on much, don't worry, the session is recorded. So we are currently recording this session, and we would like to share the recording with you. And the only way you can get the recording is to fill out the attendance form that my colleagues are sharing in the chat. So there is a chat box on this call. You will see it as in-call messages. So click on the in-call messages. You will find the link to the attendance form. Fill out the attendance form, and we will use that to send you the recording. Did we all get that? You can just give me a thumbs up if you got that. You can just give me a thumbs up if you got that. All right, fantastic. So I can continue. So I was talking about what Oluwaseun and Esther, what they did differently that made it possible for them to land their first job in a matter of months. What they did is no magic, all right? It's no magic. They all adopted a particular roadmap for landing a remote tech job, all right? Oluwaseun adopted this roadmap. He got the expected results. Esther adopted this roadmap. She got the expected result. So we can then assume a lot of our other students also adopted the same framework. They got the same result. So it is safe to say that anybody that positions themselves to be able to adopt this roadmap are very likely to get the same expected result. And what is this roadmap? If you would like to know this roadmap, give me a thumbs up. Attendance will be found in the chat box. Attendance link will be found in the chat box. All right. So the roadmap they followed is a three-step roadmap. It's a three-step roadmap that Nebient Analytics has been using to prepare our students. All right. So there's a three-step framework that every of our students must have to go through. And we've tested this roadmap for a long time, and it has stayed true to its intention. It has stayed true to its intended purpose. And what is the intended purpose? To be able to empower African talents to land a tech job in the shortest time possible. Attendance is found in the chat box, in the in-call message. All right, in-call message. When you click on the ellipsis, all right, the ellipsis, the three dots next to the emoji icon, you will find three dots stacked over themselves. Click on that, and one of the options you will find is in-call messages. That's if you are joining with your phone, you will find in-call messages. Click on the in-call messages and go through all the previous messages that have been sent, or wait for a new message to be sent. One of those messages will be the attendance form. All right, great. So what is this three-step framework that you need to follow if you want to break into tech and also future-proof your tech career? The step one, the first step, all right, that you need to start with is to learn a high in-demand tech skill. That is where it will always start from. Learn a tech skill. And that was where Oluwaseun started with. That was what Esther started with. So you want to break into tech, you need a tech skill. But a lot of people miss it at this step. And this is what I mean. A lot of people just want to learn any type of tech skill. And once you make that mistake to not have a particular career path in tech that you want to focus on, you will drown in the ocean of abundance of tech skills that you can consider. All right. So that is why a lot of people struggle in this first step. They don't even know what to learn. They are hearing cybersecurity, they are hearing software engineering, they are hearing this, they are hearing that, they are hearing that. A lot of people don't even know which one to stick to. But don't worry, I've come prepared to tell you the ones that you should be focusing on if you are an African. And I'm going to back it up. I'm not just going to share my experience, all right? I'm not just going to share my opinion, rather. I'm not going to share my opinion. I'm going to share researched results, all right? So which skills should you be focusing on? Let me first show you snippet of a report that was published by the World Economic Forum. If you are familiar with the World Economic Forum, please give me a thumbs up. You've heard of WEF before, World Economic Forum. If you know who they are, what they stand for, you can give me a thumbs up. Fantastic. Great. So the World Economic Forum, great. I can see Adibo Ali David gave a thumbs down. So for those of us who don't know about the World Economic Forum, it's a body of world leaders, world thought leaders, movers and shakers, captains of industries. And I'm talking people like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, presidents of the world, economic masters and economic overseers of several countries of the world. They come together to form a body that would be responsible for understanding and guiding the tides of global economy. All right. So they tend to understand. Their mission is to understand what's going on with the economy of different countries and be able to, make some policies that will shape the economy of the world positively. So that is the World Economic Forum. So one of the things they do every year or periodically is that they go into study mode. They go into study mode almost every year. I can't say now if it is every year. They look at the economy. From this period to this period, which career paths, which jobs are likely to be lucrative? Which jobs should people be focusing on if they are looking to, land a job seamlessly? All right. So they do that finding, they do that research almost every year. And they did one in 2025 and they published the results of their report. They called it the Future of Jobs 2025 report. If you're on this call, you came across that report, please give me a thumbs up. It was trending around, I think, January, February, March, earlier this year. It was trending a lot. It was all over the place. If you came across this report as well, give me a thumbs up. The Future of Jobs 2025 report by the World Economic Forum. If you did not come across the report, give me a thumbs down. Give me a thumbs down if you did not. I want to be sure that, okay, all right, I already saw a thumbs up. So the people that gave me a thumbs up, that means you came across the report. Fantastic. Now, this is what I want you to do. Everything I say about this report, all right? Everything I say about this report, do not hold it at face value. Do not hold it at face value. Go and also do your findings. Go on Google. Oh, Future of Jobs 2025 report by the World Economic Forum. Just Google that. I'm sure Google will give you a copy of that report and you can read through by yourself. But let me give you a summary of the report that they put out early this year. Now, the report estimates that by 2030, and by that, they mean that from 2025 to 2030, that the demand for data analysts, data scientists, data engineers, BI analysts, business analysts, and other big data professionals will grow by 30 to 35%. What are they saying in essence? They are saying that these jobs will constantly be in high demand from now up until 2030. And it will have grown so much that by 2030, the demand would have increased by 30 to 35%. For those of us that gave me a thumbs up earlier that you came across this report, have I given the right summary? Did you also read this in that report? Did you also read this in that report? For those of you that gave me a thumbs up, so that you can be the ones to validate me. All right. For those of you that gave me a thumbs up, did you come across it? Or for those of you that are Googling it right now, did what I provide now, did it correlate with what you found out? Or you know what? Let's do it together. Let's do it together. Let's do it together. Let's do a little Google search of the World Economic Forum, let me see, World Economic Forum, Future of Job Reports, 2025 summary. Please give me a second. Let's say summary so that Google will give us the summary. So it gives us I want it to give me the summary. I don't want to read everything. Give me the summary. Google's AI. I don't know why Gemini is not working on my own. Let me open this guy. Let me say World. I think Gemini works on my personal account. World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report 2025 summary, so that Gemini will give me the summary. So let's see what Gemini will provide. Great. Summary. Let me read more. So you can see, can you see my screen? First of all, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, great. So I don't want to be giving you bobo like Nigerians will say. Now, let's just go through a few summaries. Now, it says this is the summary of the report. Job creation. In terms of job creation and displacement, the report forecasts that 170 million new jobs by 2030, while 92 million existing jobs or existing roles are expected to be displaced. That means some jobs will be displaced by 2030. 92 million will be displaced. And, let's leave that. Then number 2, transformative trends. Several macro trends are identified as key drivers. This is not relevant to us. Technological advancements. The rise of AI, big data, and automation is expected to create demand for technology-related skills, with 80% of employers anticipating significant transformations due to these advancements. And what is driving this advancement? AI and big data, artificial intelligence and big data. Now, in terms of skills demand, and this is where I want to take you to, in terms of skill demand, the report emphasizes the need for reskilling and upskilling. Did you see that? Give me a thumbs up if you saw that. I didn't even know that the report also captured this. It says that you as a person, you that you are hearing me on this call, there is a need for you to reskill and upskill. Why? Because 39% of your current skills are predicted to become obsolete by 2030. By 2030, you see what you're currently doing, the skills that you have to do what you're currently doing, they are expected to be obsolete. Obsolete means they're expected to go extinct, no longer useful by 2030. So if you're looking to reskill and upskill, these are the key skills that are in demand. Can you see that? Key skills in demand are, what is even the number one? What is the number one? Who can tell me? Number one is what? What is number one? Type it in the chat. The number one. I won't even go beyond number one. The number one is what? Type in the chat if you are seeing my screen. What is the number one in demand skill that you should be focusing on right now as an African looking to upskill and reskill? So I will let you chat. I'll let you type that in the chat. AI and big data. Fantastic. AI and big data. AI and big data. So you will now be the one to judge. Does that correlate with what I have been telling you Give me a thumbs up if it does. Give me a thumbs down if it doesn't. Fantastic. So if you want to be a part of the workforce by 2030, from now till 2030, you need to focus on AI and big data. So that means the key skills that you need to have right now are in data. And I'm talking about data analytics, data science, and business analysis. So these are the three skills that you need to focus on right now, because as predicted by the World Economic Forum, and also if you look at job descriptions these days, if you look at job postings, there seem to be more data related job postings in a day. 50 of them can be about data. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. Give me a thumbs down if you don't. Fantastic. So you can see the world is shifting. The world is shifting towards data and artificial intelligence. Most recruiters these days, in fact, if you see roles like, for example, HR, you know what? I don't like to talk too much. Let me show you. Let's go on somewhere like LinkedIn, for instance. Let me search a random role like human resources, for instance, HR, which has nothing to do with tech. I think that is the most non-tech roles you can think about. So let's look at some HR roles, human resources. You will still find something that has to do with data or analyzing data. Human resources job. Or let me go to jobs first. Let me first go to jobs, and then I will look for HR. Let me see. I can see something about HR. So let's pick. In fact, can you even see, before I even go anywhere, what can you see? What can you see on your screen? Just looking at HR, you can already see HR data analysts, HR data analyst, HR reporting data analyst, human resource information specialist. Can you see that you can no longer do HR the way you've been doing HR before? So if you're currently an HR, people are looking for more. Organizations are looking for more. But you know what? Let me make it strictly HR. Let me make it HR generalist, so that it's not, has nothing to do with. Great. So this one is HR associate, senior HR associate. So let me click on this and look at the job description. Let's look at the job descriptions together. All right. Now, the ideal candidate. So this is the requirement. Natural organizer, and you can read with me. Keen eye for detail and ability to organize. You have a strong understanding of blah, 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 exceptional communication, operational skills, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if there's a real requirement. Okay, you know what? Let's look at another one. HR generalists. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see. Build rapport employee in the role main focus on onboarding, HRIS reporting. Now, can you see that even as an HR generalist, you'll be required to have reporting skills? Can you see that? I've highlighted it here. Can you see that you'll be required reporting skills? So this is just to tell you how the world has been moving on. In fact, see, it says produces census, PTOs, and ad hoc reports. An ad hoc report. All right, ad hoc report. If we have time to go through all of this, you will see that there's always a demand for you to, you can see this, utilize this company HRIS platforms to process all job changes. HRIS just means Human Resource Information System. It's a data collection system that collects data about several, people operations, HR data, a lot of those. So as an HR generalist, you must be able to utilize this company's HRIS to process job changes. So you can begin to see that even natural roles that has nothing to do with data are now making demands for data and analytics. So can you see that everything we've been talking about align? Do you agree with me now that everything that we've been talking about right now, it aligns? So if you want to learn a tech skill, focus on data and AI career path. That is, if you are looking to have a career that extends into the future. So the step one is learn a skill, but don't just learn any random skill. If you are looking into the future, you should focus on AI and big data. And I'm talking about data analytics, data science, and business analysis. Are we all together? Did we all get that? First of all, did we all get that? Did we all get that? Beautiful. All right. So I went through all of that stress. All right. I went through all of that stress to show you that this is not my opinion. All right. This is not my opinion. This is the opinion of world thought leaders. Great. So step one is established. You need to learn a skill. But guys, this is where a lot of Africans get stuck. I don't want to bore you with a lot of details. You know, we have said learn a skill, but I want to ask you a question. And I believe that the answer is yes, even before asking you. This is not the first time you are hearing this, right? That if you want to break into tech, you need to learn a tech skill. This is not the first time you are hearing this. Give me a thumbs up if this is not the first time you are hearing this. Give me a thumbs up. Great. I'll wait for as many thumbs up as I can get. Fantastic. So this means that you don't even need to come on this session to be able to break into tech. You don't need to meet me. You don't need to hear from me to be able to know what it takes to break into tech. And a lot of Africans also have heard this countless times. Oh, you want to break into tech? Oh, don't worry, just go and learn a tech skill. I want to break into tech. Oh, don't worry, just go and learn a tech skill. Everybody has been hearing that. So the question now is, the overaching question is this. If all you need to do to break into tech is to learn a skill, why then are people who have actually learned this skill, why are they not able to use that skill to secure a job? That's the question in my head. You know, we tell people just go and learn a skill and you'll be able to get a tech job. But there are millions and millions of people who actually have learned these skills but are unable to use it to land a job. The question is why? And the answer is not far-fetched, guys. And that is why you are very lucky to be on this call, because they don't know beyond this and you are about to find out. The answer to that is just having the technical skill is not enough. If you just have the skills, you are only halfway down the road. And having the skill alone does not guarantee you a job. I mean, if this were not true, everybody that has one tech skill or the other should have a tech job right now. Yes or no? Don't you guys agree with me? If this that I just said is not true, everybody that has a tech skill right now should definitely have a job. Don't you guys agree with me? Exactly. So this proves that if all you have is technical skills, oh, you've learned the skill, you have only gone halfway down the road, and it doesn't guarantee you a job. And that is why you should never stop at step one. This is why you should never stop at step one. And this is why our students don't just learn. They learn and they get a job, because unlike many people that stop at step one, we take our students through step 2. So you've gone through step 1, beautiful, but your journey does not stop there. What else do we do to our students that help them get a job? Welcome to step 2. And this is exactly what you need to add to your step 1 to be able to secure a job. And what step 2 will do for you is that it's going to position you to become globally employable. With the skills you have, you also need to position yourself by having access to some of these things that you can see in step 2. Number 1, your CV can determine whether your skill is useful to helping you get a job or not. You might be the most skilled person in the world, but nobody is going to open up your head to see how skilled you are. Your CV is what will tell the story of how skillful and valuable you are. So if your CV is not formatted in the best of ways, it can literally mar your journey. So what do we do to our students to ensure that their CV is not the stumbling block? We help them do what is called CV assessment. So as a student on Nebiant, you have free access to our CV assessment service. We have experts in the house. We have in-house experts that are masters of writing CVs. They're going to review your CV and ensure that they revamp your CV to the best of states. And because there's something called ATS. How many of you have heard about ATS before? ATS, or applicant tracking system. Great. So for those of us who don't know about ATS, this is what it means. Whenever you send your CV for a job, your CV does not directly go to a human HR person. It goes through a robot called applicant tracking system. It is that robot, that system that will scan your CV and see how well your CV matches the job description. If your CV does not match the job description very well, that robot, that machine will automatically filter out your CV. You throw your CV in the trash, meaning that this CV is not good enough for this job description. So what does that mean? It means that even if you truly have the skill, because the ATS has filtered you out, you are definitely not getting called for the interview. And if you don't get called for the interview, there's definitely no way you are getting a job. So what is the solution? You need to know how to do what is called CV job matching. All right. And what CV job matching will do is it will help you to directly, exactly match the job requirements on your CV. All right. It is a technique that you need to learn so that at least, even if you are not skillful, even if you don't have the skill, your CV is saying that you have the skill and it is telling that story in the best way. The first thing that will happen is your CV will get through to the human HR and you get called for interview. And what happens after then is your cup of tea. But at least your CV has gotten through. So the first line of action is ensure that your CV is in a state that noticed by the human HR. But a lot of people don't know how to do this. And that's why as part of our positioning, our students have access to our CV job matching exercises where they learn how to match every job description to their CV. So if you are putting out a CV for a job, you have to match it so that the ATS doesn't throw it out. So that's one thing that we help our students do, and which explains why they've been getting calls for interview, and which also directly explains why they've been getting jobs. Another thing that you need to become globally employable is LinkedIn profile optimization. A lot of you don't even need to apply to jobs anymore. If you can master LinkedIn profile optimization, because in this day and age, recruiters can literally be running after you because your LinkedIn looks very attractive. So there's a way you need to learn how to optimize your profile to attract global recruiters. Another thing that you need that will help our students with is portfolio building. All right. Gone are the days where you can just apply to jobs, especially technical roles, with just your CV. Recruiters these days need proof. All right. Recruiters these days need proof. Let me ask you a question. All right. And this will drive my point home. You have, you have a wedding to attend, and they've given you the ashwebi. All right. And apologies to the non-Nigerians on the call. If you're a Nigerian, you definitely know what ashwebi is, right? So you have an ashwebi for the wedding, and you have two tailors in mind. Although they don't like to call themselves tailors, they say they are fashion designers. So let's call them what they like being called. So you have two fashion designers in mind, and you've never met any of these people before. They've not worked for you before. But fashion designer A, you call them to talk to, discuss maybe price and all of those. And you were asking them, please, can you sew this style very well for me? And the person said, don't worry, I will sew it very well for you. And he's just telling you with his mouth, don't worry, I will sew you very well. That's fashion designer A. But then there's fashion designer B. You also ask the same question. And then he has a catalog where he showed you, oh, this style, I've actually sewn this style for Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C. And you can see it from his catalog where he had sewn the same style for other customers. Please tell me in the chat very quickly. Fashion designer A or fashion designer B, who would you be more confident in giving your clothes to eventually? Very quickly in the chat. Very quickly in the chat. Who would you be more convenient or confident to give your ashwebi to sew for you? Fashion designer B. Exactly. And it could be, guys, and this is where I want you to pay attention. But do you know that it's possible that fashion designer A is actually better than fashion designer B? Or don't you guys think so? Do you know it's possible that truly, when we really consider their work, fashion designer A is actually better, but he has lost that job because he has no proof, no evidence of work, right? And that is what a portfolio can do. Lack of it will make you lose a lot of jobs that you are qualified for. But possession of it can make you have jobs that you are not even qualified enough for. Why? Because you have proof at least. Where there are other people who are even better than you, but they don't have proof. But recruiters have seen your own work, but they can't see the other people's work. Who would they rather hire? They would hire you, who is able to provide a proof of work, which is why as a tech professional, you cannot joke with your portfolio. So your portfolio will be like a bank of all the work that you have done in the past that you can present to recruiters when they ask about your abilities. You can show them, oh, I actually have built this dashboard before. I've built this bank tracking app before. I've built this, I've built that. And they're able to see that, oh, truly, if you have built this before, it means that you are likely able to build it again. Do you understand, guys? Are we on the same page? Are we still together? Are we still together? Hope I am not wasting your time. Hope this has been worth your while so far. Great. So this is why, as a compulsory requirement, every Nebient Analytics student has to go through our portfolio development process. So every student would have a portfolio because these are the things that position you for the job. All right. We have other things. All right. You can see them on the screen. I don't want to bore you with them, but I'll just run through all of these extra things like Upwork. Upwork is a platform to freelance. If you don't want to work 9 to 5, you can offer your services to global businesses who need your services. So they're not going to be employing you. They're going to be contracting you. So you can work as a private consultant or a freelancer. All right. And a platform to do that successfully and seamlessly is called Upwork. So as a student of Nebient Analytics, every of our students also have access to Upwork profile setup. So we're going to set up a profile for you and revamp it to make it attractive enough that global, businesses can get into your DM and offer you, gigs. You also have lifetime access to mentorship. If you are starting a journey newly and you don't have anybody mentoring you, it's going to be a hassle. It's going to be difficult for you to navigate that journey. And that's why every Nebient Analytics student has access to at least 12 mentors throughout their learning journey with us. Imagine having access to 12 people who are constantly guiding you, holding you by the hand. That is amazing. You are likely to succeed because you have people who have succeeded also showing you the road. Like some people will say, if you're not a Nigerian on the call, apologies, but my Nigerian people would understand when they say follow who know road. All right, follow who know road, and that is exactly what mentorship can do to you. So as part of our positioning here at Nebient Analytics, our students have access to lifetime mentorship, and it is lifetime because even after their training, they still have access to these mentors for life. All right, until they are tired and say, you know what, I don't want this man to mentor me anymore. But as long as you have not said it, these people will constantly be available for you to mentor. All right. Another thing you need before you go into any interview, you need to have a support system that will prepare you for that interview. All right. And because of that, we also have an interview preparation service that every of our students have access to for a lifetime. So you have an interview. We're going to prepare you in two different kind of sessions. So we have two different kind of sessions for this. Number one, we have what is called the interview simulation session and the interview preparation session. They are two different things, even though they sound almost alike. Let me tell you the difference briefly. The interview preparation is when you have, somebody on the call preparing you, telling you, oh, when they ask you this is what you should do. When they say do this is what you should do. When they don't say do, if they ask you, do you have any question? This is what you should ask. All those things, they are preparing you. Now, after they've prepared you to prove that truly you are ready for the interview, before your actual interview, you will then get on a simulated interview session. This time around is not preparation, but they are simulating an interview where the person in the session will act as your interviewer and you would act as the interviewee. They would have that interview with you. They will observe how you're answering questions. They will test you on some things. And then based on how you perform, they will then give you feedback and tell you whether or not you are ready for the interview. And if you are not ready, you have to go back to another interview preparation session and then another interview simulation session to prove that you are ready. All of this just to ensure that before you get into any interview, you are 100% prepared. And that is what our students have access to for a lifetime, meaning even after your program, you have access to this. Another one that I like so much is our job reference services, meaning that we will directly refer you to jobs. So we have global partners all around the world that, hire our talents. They know that we have people that we have trained. So if they need their services, they reach out to us. Do you have anybody that can take up this opportunity? And definitely we are going to have to refer one of our students. And this is another channel through which our students have been landing jobs. And we also have the on-the-job support. So we also support you while on the job. So not only do you need the skills, you also need this step 2 to position you for the job. Guys, is this clear enough? Is this clear enough? Is this clear enough, guys? Are we still together? Are we still together? Fantastic. So, but this step 2, a lot of Africans do not have access to it. And that is what makes Nebient Analytics different from every other edtech you can think of. Because what other edtechs will give you is just step 1. But we know for a fact that step 1 cannot get you anywhere. That's why we are including step 2. to position you for the job. And once you're done with step 2, then you are in the best position to then apply what you have been given. So you've learned and you've been positioned. Now it's time to apply to jobs. All right. Now it's time to apply to jobs. After going through step 1 and step 2, it's now time to apply to jobs. And remember, when you're applying to jobs, you don't just apply to any job with any CV. You apply to jobs with top-notch CVs using what is called CV job matching. So this is the framework that you need if what your intention is to get a job. But if the only thing you want is to learn a skill, guys, you only need step 1. If you know, there are some people, they just love knowledge, they love to learn new things. If you're one of those people, give me a thumbs up. Let me identify you. You know, you don't like money, you just like to learn, you know, you love knowledge. You know, there's some people like that, they just love knowledge, you know, just to learn stuff. Okay, someone like Cosmas, even your name shows that, you know, you're somebody who just likes knowledge. You just like to learn. Chinedu, fantastic. So people like that, they don't need jobs, they don't need money, just to learn. All right, just to learn. But if you are interested in learning a skill and use that skill to land a job, if you stop at step 1, you'll just be like, you know, every other person who is only knowledgeable but has nothing financial to show for that knowledge. And that's why you also need step 2 and then step 3. Now, guys, do you now know the framework that you need to get a job in tech, if that is what you are about? Give me a thumbs up if the framework is clear and simple. Fantastic. So if you're looking to get a job in tech, this is the framework that you need to adopt. And a lot of our students have adopted this framework. Apart from Oluwaseun and Esther that I shared with you, a lot of our students have adopted this framework and they've gotten exactly the same framework. We've tested this framework for a while, all right? And we've been using this same framework for about 2 years now, and it has been giving us exactly the same result. This is Ugochi, who was a nursing mother that wanted to get back into the work environment. And she knew that, you know, she couldn't just go back to the usual way she has been doing things, you know, now that she has a child. So she thought to get a job that will give her that flexibility where she can work from home and still be able to take care of her baby. And she decided maybe it was time to get into tech. She joined our business analysis program in February this year. All right, she signed up this year, February. And in June, I think little under 3 months, or maybe even in 3 months, she was able to secure her first tech role as a business analyst. Ugochi currently works as a business analyst right now at Marite Consulting. So you can see, if you apply this framework, it works. This is another person that applied the framework and she was able to transform her career. This is Naomi. We have too many of them that if we keep on talking about all of them individually, we might not leave this call. But I don't want to bore you with stories and stories about these other people. This is also Udua Grace. Before Udua Grace signed up for our data analysis program, she was a computer operator at an insurance company. You know, those front desk people. That was what Udua was doing until she signed up for our data analytics program. And right now, Udua works as an application support engineer at Sparkle Nigeria. Sparkle Nigeria is one of the biggest tech company in Nigeria, one of the biggest fintechs happening right now in Nigeria. And Udua was able to land a support engineer role with them. And this is also Ellen. Ellen currently works as a marketing data analyst with an organization called Vestitude. All right, she works as their marketing data analyst. And before that, she was just, she was just a fresh biology student, biology graduate. She didn't even know what to do with her life until, she signed up and then she was able to secure her first role. So all of these people, they followed the same framework and they were able to get the same results. So if you are also you want to be one of these people, all right, a cohort is starting on the 4th of October. All right. So I want to focus on just people that are ready. All right. So you want to be one of these people that I'm sharing their story. You want to follow the same framework, learn how Nebient Analytics position you to become globally employable, and apply step 3 to transform your career. I'm inviting you for our cohort starting on the 4th of October. All right. Starting on the 4th of October. So if you are one of such persons, you want to transform your career and you have seen literally how this can help you. All right. I want to focus on you now. So you want to, cancel, block your calendar from the 4th of October. I think that should be next weekend. All right. Next weekend, 4th of October, that is when our new cohort is starting. And it's a 4-month journey. So it's no child's play. It's going to be 4 months of intensive learning, upskilling, reskilling, learning, unlearning, relearning, and all the learnings you can think of, right? So 4 months, your first 3 months is going to be intensive training, all right? First 3 months, intensive training. And then 1 month after your 3 months of intensive training, you go into our internship, all right? So you get an internship after 3 months of learning so that you can put all of those things you've learned. You can see how it works in a real world organization. So you can even add that to your CV. And your classes will hold on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right. Your weekend classes will hold on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Is 3 hours. Is 3 hours instructor led, meaning that you are going to be in class with an instructor. All right. It is online, it's virtual, 100% virtual, but you're going to have an instructor. It's not going to be videos. All right. The same way you can hear me talk, the same way I'm live with you right now, is the same way you're going to be live with your tutors, with your instructors. The only difference between now and your classes is that, in this session right now, I'm the only one talking. All of you are just reacting. But in a class, in a Nebient Analytics class, it's not going to be one person talking. It's going to be an actual class, interactive, engaging. All right. So that is how your Saturday class will be. And then on Sundays, we usually release a set of instructional videos that you can watch to prepare you for your Saturday class. And then your weekday sessions, you have 2 weekday sessions. You have one on Tuesdays by 9 to 10 p.m. After you must have gone to work and come back and have rested. You then have a session on Tuesday by 9 to 10 p.m. where you get to, trash out every difficulties you have been going through. You have some technical issues that need attention. You get on the session with your instructors. They help you with it and you're back on track. And then you also have Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. For these Thursday sessions, you are not learning anything technical. You are learning employability strategies. And that's when you meet with your mentors. Remember what I said. You have access to at least 12 mentors throughout your journey and even beyond. So every Thursday, you meet different mentors. They are experts on different areas. So there's an expert on CVs. How do you position your CV? You meet with that in one of the sessions. There's an expert on Upwork and freelancing. We have an expert on that. You meet that person also on another Thursday. There's another expert on, overcoming imposter syndrome. How do you start your journey and position yourself? You meet all of these people in this session. So this is how our program has been, set up to ensure that our students have a awesome experience, not just learning technical skills alone, but also learning the non-technical skills that any tech professional need to succeed and build a successful career. So guys, do you understand the structure of our training program before I move away from it? All right, beautiful. Thank you for that. So if you are ready, and as part of what you'll be learning also, you'll also be learning how to leverage artificial intelligence. All right. You'll also be learning how to leverage artificial intelligence for your career. So I've also included a link to the full course brochure here. You can click on that when you get the slide and you'll see the full course brochure. So for those of you that are ready, remember we saw from the results of the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report that you can focus on any of these career paths. It could be data science, data analytics, business analysis. But for anyone that you want to focus on, the actual price, all right, the actual price for the program for any of our program is 350,000 naira. But tonight you have an opportunity to not pay 350,000. So some people who want to take action tonight would not pay 350,000 naira actually. All right. So for those set of people, they have the opportunity to steal away this program at a discounted amount of 250,000 naira. So people that are ready to, take action tonight, you would be getting this program at a discounted price of 250,000 naira, which you can pay in 3 installments if you do decide to secure your discount. Not only would you have access to a discount, if you secure the discount tonight, not only would you have access to that discount, you would also have access to pay this discounted amount at installments. As a matter of fact, 3 installments. What am I saying? For you to start with the October cohort, you only need to complete your first installment of 85,000 naira, and that's if you are securing the discount tonight. All right. So with just the first installment of 85,000 naira, you would be able to join the October cohort at a discounted amount. And 1 month after that, you need to complete your second installment of the next 85,000 naira. And 1 month after the second installment, you then need to complete your third installment of 80,000 naira. So we have decided to break it down like this so that you have 1 month in between each payment to be able to secure the different installments, to make it very easy for you. So what do you need to do now if you want to secure your discount? If you want to walk away with the discount, you only need to complete 1 installment tonight to be able to steal away the discounted price from me tonight. So if you want to do that, you want to steal away the discount by just, securing discounts with just 1 of the installments. If you want to do the entire 250,000 naira, you are absolutely welcome. But if that is not easy for you, with just the first installment, you'll be able to secure the discount tonight. So if you are doing that, you can make a direct transfer or to the account you can see on your screen. All right, you can make a direct transfer to the account you can see on your screen. And I know there are some people, they're asking me in their minds right now, but I didn't know that I was going to, make an 85,000 commitment tonight. I want to join the program, and I'm sounding like this, assuming this is how you are sounding in your mind. All right, so accept my reading of your mind. All right, so allow me to sound like this tonight. Oh, well, I didn't know I was going to have to cough out the entire 250,000 naira tonight, or maybe even make the initial 85,000 naira. I can't do all of that. I only have I don't have up to 85,000 naira, but I still want to secure the discounts. Don't worry, I got you. All right. So for people like that, if you want to secure the discount, but you cannot, pay the full discounted price or even 1 of the installments, you can lock down access to the discount with at least 30,000 naira and then ensure to complete the first installment before class starts. So you can pay out of the first installment tonight to ensure that you still have access to that discounted amount. So what am I saying? The discounted amount is 250,000 naira. And to get into class, you only need to complete 1 installment. But if you cannot secure the discount with the first installment tonight, with part of that first installment, at least 30,000 naira, as part of the first installment, it automatically secures access to the discount. All right. So if you want to, grab the discounted amount, you have several options available to you. You can pay the entire 250,000 naira right now, and you have automatically gotten into class and you've secured the discount. But if you cannot, make the entire 250,000 naira tonight, you also have access to complete only one of the installments, which is 85,000 naira. And what 85,000 naira does for you is it gets you into class, and you have 1 month after that to pay the second installment, and 1 month after the second installment to pay the third installment. So only the first installment automatically secures your discount and also gets you into class. But then we have another set of people who truly want to secure this discount, but they can't afford the entire 250K tonight and also the entire 85,000 first installment, and they still want to be able to secure this discount. So what I would do for you, for that group of people, is with just 30,000 naira tonight, with a commitment to complete the remaining 55,000 naira before class starts, you can lock down access to the discount. So anyone you're doing, the ball is now in your court. So once you've done that, you've made that payment, you can send us a proof of payment. All right. You can send us a proof of payment to the WhatsApp number you're seeing on your screen, or you can send it to me directly. If you want me to also be the one guiding you through the next step, you can send it to me directly. So anyone you want to do, it's either you're sending it to our official WhatsApp or you're sending it to me directly. So make the payments, any of the payments, and reach out with your proof of payment, and we will be happy to guide you through the next steps. Guys, if we all got that, please give me a thumbs up. If we got that, give me a thumbs up so that we can have question and answer. Fantastic. So if you have a question for me, this is the time to ask it. If you have a question for me, this is the time to ask it. But we're going to be very coordinated about this. So you're going to raise your hand. If you have a question for me, raise your hand. This is what it looks like. It looks like a palm. So you see an icon on your phone that looks like a palm. So click on that icon. When I see that icon, I'm going to assume that you want to ask a question. I will then call your name. And once I call your name, all you have to do is unmute your mic and ask your question. But if you are shy, all right, if you are shy, don't want me to hear your voice, don't worry. You can also type your question in the chat. Type your question in the chat. I'll take a look and then I would answer you. So let me drop my hand so that you people can raise your hand. So if you have a question, please raise your hand and then I'll call you up and then you can ask your question. Let me see if I have any question in the chat. No question in the chat yet. You're welcome. This is your name, eh? Apologies if I'm unable to call it. I don't want to be a murderer tonight. All right, so I can see Samuel Excel. Your name is interesting already. Is it Excel or Excel? But anyone, Samuel, please go ahead, unmute your mic and ask me your question.
Sir.
Yes, good evening, Samuel.
First, I want to thank you for the presentation so far. God bless you.
You're
Hello?
welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah. Because I want to ask, is there anything like financial aid for students who really join but doesn't have the financial capability to?
All right, is that all your questions, Samuel?
Pay all the money now, or to meet the instrumental?
Okay, is that all?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm asking if that's all your questions.
Yes, for now. So that's all my question.
All right. Thank you. You can mute now so that I can answer your question and not have to get feedback. All right. Thank you very much, Samuel. So you have the very thoughtful question, and I will say that we thought about this, the possibility of some people not being able to meet up with the standard fee of 350,000 naira. And as a form of financial aid, we decided to provide a 100,000 naira off the price of the program. All right, the program is valued at 350,000 naira, but to provide financial aid, we made two decisions. All right, first of all, we are going to slash 100,000 naira off. I'm going to just take 100,000 naira off, and two, we're going to allow people who want to get that discounted amount to be able to pay it installmentally. All right, so that they don't have to burden themselves if it is not convenient. So we have also made it possible to pay at installments. All right, and tonight my own way of also supporting you or supporting people is for originally, all right, originally to be able to access the discount, you need to make an initial installment. You need to complete your first installment, all right, and that means you need to pay 85,000 naira tonight to be able to secure the installment. But as my own way of also supporting people that cannot achieve that tonight, I'm also allowing people who are interested, all right, and really want to secure the discount to secure the discount tonight with just 30,000 naira, and then they have time to go and look for the remaining 55,000 naira for the first installment. So that is the financial aid that you can leverage, Samuel. Is that fine, Samuel?
I'm sorry, I lost you for like a minute there.
Ooh, was it your network? Was it your network?
Yeah, my network, sir.
Okay. So basically, what I said, you can mute now. All right. So basically, what I said is, this is all the financial aid that we have thought about, and that is what you can see on your screen. Instead of paying 350,000 naira, we took 100,000 off, meaning with 250,000 naira, you still have access to the program. But not just that, you also have access to pay that in installments. All right. But for you to be able to secure the discount, you would have, it will require you to, commit by completing one installment, which is 85,000 naira. But also because I know that it might be burdening for some people, I'm also allowing those people who are truly interested to lock down the discount with 30,000 naira tonight, and that means they have accessed the discount. They are automatically they have gained access to the discount, and they now have between now and before the program starts to complete the first installment so that they don't miss out on the discount. And that is all the financial average, financial aid that I think you have the opportunity to leverage, Mr. Samuel. Does that answer your question now, Samuel?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So I want to believe that you're going to leverage one of these. It could be the 30,000 tonight and then get the rest before program starts, right, Samuel?
Yes, I will try my best.
All right, fantastic. All right, so Mr. Wisdom F. Young, please go ahead. You can unmute your mic now. Wisdom F. Young.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for the presentation. So my question goes like this.
You're welcome.
Okay. Is there any specific or particular laptop that is that we must use to get for the program?
All right, very brilliant question, Wisdom. So, the truth of the matter is, with at least a 4 gig RAM laptop and a Core i3, even if it is a basic AMD, or let me see. Okay, I was trying to see if I have basic processors, but a basic AMD or a Core i3, you are good to go with 4 gig RAM. you are good to go, which I believe is what most people have. But if you have access to maybe a Core i5, it will serve you better. Not that an i3 will not serve you, it will serve you, but you cannot compare the experience of an i3 to an i5 or maybe an i7, right? But with an i3 and 4 gig of RAM, 256 gig of ROM, SSD, or even if it is HDD, you are still good to go. Most of the softwares you're going to be running to do any of the programs, they are not memory intensive. They are not as intensive as some softwares, all right? So because of that, you are good with really basic system. But the idea is have access to a system. And that will lead me to the question I want to ask you. Do you at least have a system that if you press power on, it will power on? Do you have that?
Yes, I have.
Then you are good to go. That's all you need for the program. That's all you need.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So are you enrolling tonight? Are you taking advantage of the discount tonight? Or you're missing out on it for some reason?
I will drop you a chat. If I'm unable to enroll tonight, but unfailingly tomorrow, I'm still trying to make calls to gather some money.
All right. So my advice would be that don't miss out on it tonight because the discount is on the table tonight. All right. I'm only making the discount available to people that are on the call and ready to sign up tonight. But this is what I will do just to ensure that, because once the call goes off, anybody reaching out at a later time might not be able to access the discount. So what I'm going to do is you can see my number on the slide, right, Mr. Wisdom?
Yes, I can.
So please reach out, send a message, send a message tonight so that we ensure that we support you to be able to still secure the discount. Is that fine?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. I will be expecting your message.
All right.
All right, would that be all the questions you have for me tonight?
Yes, that's all.
All right, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in club. All right, Mr. Diamond Philip. I don't know if it's a Mr. or a Mrs. or a Miss, but apologies, Diamond Philip. Please go ahead.
Yeah, it's a mister.
Oh, it's a Mr.
Yeah,
Fantastic. All right.
yeah. I actually want to thank you for the lecture and all that you've done.
You're
The only
welcome.
issue I have with regards to the schedule, the
Okay.
time factor. Yeah, you put
Okay.
11 a.m. on Saturday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but some of us we are not able to like make it up to that time. Is it possible if probably there will be another class for those who will be available later in the evening, like Saturdays? Then on Tuesday, will not be always around on Tuesday. So that's the only issue I'm having. It's just the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all the questions you want to ask me?
Yes, if probably there will be probably later class, like on Saturdays, and probably my Tuesday will be cancelled, then I can go do that of other days, but Saturdays could be later in the day, if it's possible.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So, that's a very thoughtful question. I'm trying to set up an alternative light so that you can see me. I just observe that my video is not very visible. So I would do that right now. Great. All right. So we've had a lot of students who also could not always make Saturday classes. In fact, we currently still have quite a number of them. So, and because our program is specifically tailored to working class people, we have some arrangements on ground to be able to support these people, even if they're unable to attend classes. All right, even if they're unable to attend classes, we have support systems on ground. Guys, can you still hear me though? Please give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. I'm not sure what's going on with my. Okay, great. All right, thank you very much. So we have support systems on ground. First thing is, be rest assured that every Nebiant analytics session is recorded. All right, every Nebiant analytics session is always recorded. So even if you miss out on anything, there's a recording waiting for you. There's a recording waiting for you. Now, what if the recording does not suffice? Maybe as you were watching the recording, you will need to ask questions, but you can't ask a video recording questions. I'm sure that's your second concern. Now, to support you further, after the access to the recording, you also have direct contacts to your instructors. So first of all, you watch the recording. All right. All right, Bumi, please, I would respond to you. All right, I've seen your message. I'll respond to you immediately after the call. So what I'm saying is, even if I've lost my train of thought. I was talking about yes. So I wanted to say that even though we are not encouraging you to mix class, but we know that sometimes it's very unavoidable. So the first thing is catch up with the recordings. So once you are done with the recordings, that means you have done your own part. But in the process of watching the recording, you still need access to a live person, to a human being, to ask some questions. You have direct access to your instructors and your tutors 24/7. Now, that is on paper, all right? Because I like to be clear on this very point. I say this a lot, and I think a lot of people misunderstand me when I say this. That is on paper. You have access to them on paper 24/7. They are required to be able to respond to you with little to no latency. But imagine you cannot send somebody a message by 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. when you are not a member of or Yoruba people would understand what I mean. But you get the gist, right? So, but ideally, at godly hours, and you know what I mean by godly hours, if you send a message or you call your instructors at any time within reasonable hours, they would always respond to you in real time. So if you have a question when you were watching the recording, you had a question you wanted to ask, you can always call and reach out to them. If they need to set up a session with you, they will do that. All right. So does that answer your question? Or does that resolve your concern? All right,
Yeah,
fantastic. So,
yeah, sure. Thanks.
all right, Greg, you're welcome. So that I believe that at this point, nothing should stop you from starting your journey right away, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So I would be looking forward to seeing you in class. Are you securing the discount first, or you're an Odogu, you don't mind paying 350,000?
It's not about being Odogo. I don't mind about that. I just need to be sure of my time and
No, don't
for me
worry
to be
about
able
time.
to.
Don't worry. We
Yeah.
have you covered. Don't worry. We have you covered. In fact, we know that it's very possible that we are working with working class people. So it's very possible that there are times that they would not be able to get into class. So we already know. We know what we signed up for, and that's why we have hired the best of the best. Always, make sure they serve you even in times that you're unavailable. So don't worry. In that area, you have nothing to worry about. Okay.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll
So you
get
can
back
just
to
go
you.
ahead
Yeah.
to secure. All right, you can go ahead to secure your discount tonight. So you don't need to be paying 350,000 naira when you can book a discount, when you can pay a discounted amount. All right. So just reach out with your proof of payment, and then we take it up from there. All right, Mr. Philip.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
All right, great. All right, I'll be waiting for your message. All right. So somebody said they have a question. That is Emeka. Sorry, I'm just seeing your question. 20K. If you agree with me, the distance between 20K to 30K is trackable. It's not that far of a distance. So I believe if you're able to make 20K, All right, don't mind me. If you're able to make 20K, I believe you are very close to 30K compared to somebody who is coming from 0K, right? So my suggestion would be, all right, try to because this is the least amount that you can use to secure the discount, and don't let 10K be the reason why you will not be securing the discount. All right, so another thing you can do is reach out to me. All right, reach out to me tonight. That is, let me see. But that is Emeka Anumadu. Emeka, are you still on the call? Give me a thumbs up if you're still on the call, please. All right, please reach out to me tonight. All right, reach out to me. Send me a message. We'll take it up from there. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you got that. All right, great. Because you are shy today, Ruth, I will, in fact, because of what you said, I will not allow you. You will not be shy. So you are going to unmute. So Ola Elendu, do you want to unmute and ask your question? Ruth, you are not allowed to be
Yep.
shy. You want to be a data analyst. You want to be a data analyst. You are going to be presenting your findings to stakeholders. So if you are not able to speak, then I don't know. So I'll not allow you to be shy. But let's take Ola first. Then after Ola, Ruth will speak. Go ahead, Ola.
Good evening, Mr. Ayo. Thank you very
Good,
much
good evening.
for the insightful
You're
and
welcome.
reasonable lessons and offers. Okay, my question is concerning the instrumental plan here. Does it only apply to the
Yep.
discounted price?
Okay. Brilliant question. So the installments right now applies only to the installments rather applies to the discount, right? Because on our official payments page, 350,000 naira, and that's it. You're making a full payment at once. But because this is a session that I am hosting, all right, so I have been able to secure these arrangements for my audience. So people that are going to be in my session, I've been able to secure these arrangements, not only for them to be able to pay at a discount, but also to be able to pay that discount at 3 installments. All right, so for now, the discounts, I mean, the installments only applies to the discount. And if you cannot secure the first installment, with just 30,000 naira, you're able to secure it, and then you have time to look for the balance for the first installment. Ola, why don't you take that up so that you don't miss out on it?
I have my reasons. Anyways, thank you very much. Question answer.
Or you're welcome. So what does that mean? That thank you. What does that imply? That thank you is not clear.
That implies 350K.
I didn't get that. Okay, you said you don't mind 350K, right? Was that what you said? I'm not sure I got
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because the discount only is on the table just for tonight,
Yes,
right?
yes, but not
Exactly.
everything. A part of it, you can secure it with a part of it tonight. 30K and you're good to go.
I get that. But if you don't have the 30,000, most definitely you have to save up for 350K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So this is what I would say you should do, right? I can hear interest in your voice. I can hear that you really want to join the program. Let me ask you one question. From the look of things, are you able to join the October course starting next week?
No, no.
Okay. Even if I allow you, even if I am able to support you with some extra time for you to secure your discount, would that still be a no?
I think I would have to explain to you in privately why I said so. Right.
Privately.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, private consultation costs 500,000 naira, right? But no issues. You can send me a message and then you can consult me privately. But make sure you're coming with your 500,000 naira.
Okay. I might as well just pay for the 30,000 tonight. Oh my God. You have good
So,
sense of humor.
anyways, don't mind me. That was just on a lighter note. You can send me a message, all right? And then we'll take it off from there.
With the number on the screen.
Yes, yes, with the number on the screen.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. So let's see. Do you have any question? Okay, Ruth is saying my question is here is what's the duration for this training? Because I joined when you started discussing the enrollment and fees. I'm not sure. Okay, all right. All right. So the duration for the program, Ruth, let me go back slightly because of you. The duration for the program is 4 months. But what you're going to be doing in 4 months is in the first 3 months, that's going to be your intensive training duration. You're going to be learning intensively. And then 1 month after that, you then get onboarded into an internship program. So not only are you learning, you're also applying. You are seeing how it works in the real world because that's where a lot of people also miss it. They are just learning, learning, learning. They don't even know how it applies in the real world. All right. To combat that problem, we also what's the word now? We also allow our students to have a real world experience of everything they've been learning in their internship program. So everything from the training to the internship takes about 4 months to complete. So the duration is 4 months. I believe that answers your question, Ruth. All right, so I would go to Japhet James. What's the limit for the discount to be expired? So, Japhet James, are you still on the call? Please give me a thumbs up if you're still on the call, Japhet James, before I answer your question. All right, Japhet James. So, the reason you ask this question, if I can guess, is that you want to sign up for the program leveraging the discount, right? Am I correct? Did I make the right assumption, Jafet James? You want to sign up for the October court. All right. So can you unmute? Can you unmute? Let's talk for a little while. Let me get to understand from your POV. When would be a good time to, because your question says what's the limit for this discount to be expired? For you, what would be a good limit? What would be a convenient limit for you? Tell me. Hi, Jafet. Are you able to unmute your mic? Okay, yes, noise. Okay, you can type it. So when would be a good limit for you? When would be a good limit for you? You can type it. And if you also have other questions for me, you can raise your hand. All right. If you have other questions for me, you can raise your hand. I can see a lot of people on the call. So if you are still here, it means you know that there's something still pulling you here. You know this program is for you. This program is for you and you don't want to miss out on it. So I'll be waiting for Japheth James's response, and then if there are no more questions, we will call it a night. We'll call it a night. All right, you know what I'm going to do, Japheth James? Send me a message. All right, let's take this up privately. Let's take this up privately, and then we'll see what we can do. If you have strong powder, you can blow me strong powder. Maybe that would allow me to work with your own most convenient limits. All right. So you will tell me what limit is good for you, and then you would go to your village, collect strong powder, and as you tell me the limits, then you now blow me powder. Maybe that would help you be able to secure it at your own preferred time limit. All right. So I want to assume there are no more questions. My number is on the screen 07065782532. How many times should we call your name? Even if you call my name 15 times, it's not going to work. I serve a living God. It's not going to work. Don't worry. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. It's not going to work. Right. But I need more time.
Sorry, the number on the
Everybody.
screen is not what you called.
Oh, sorry. The number, okay, my number is 070. I'll call it out loud, as slowly as possible. 070 65 78 2532. Ayobami. Ayobami. So that's my number. So send me a message if you want to discuss about securing the discounts, and then we can see what to do to support you. All right. Are there any more questions before we call it a day? All right. Congratulations, Diamond Philip. Congratulations. Please send us a proof of payment. Send me, you know what? Just send me the proof of payment, and then I'll guide you through the next steps. All right. So I want to believe there are no more questions. All right. One last final pulse check, just so I ensure that I'm not the reason why you're unable to secure your discount tonight. I want to secure my discount tonight. All right. I'm doing this final check just to ensure that this is not going to be on me. I want to secure my discount tonight. I have not secured my discount. I want to secure my discount. Give me a thumbs up. I have not secured my discount yet, but I still want to secure my discount for the program. Give me a thumbs up. Emeka, great. Emeka. Apart from Emeka, who else? Apart from Emeka, who else? All right, nobody else. Okay, great, great, great. Type your contact here. All right, give me a second. There you go. Sonia, please go ahead. ID. All right, ID, send me a message. Sonia, please go ahead. Hi, Sonia, are you able to unmute? Oh, Sonia left. All right. I guess this is where we call it a night. Thank you everybody for joining this session. I hope you've learned a couple of things that would help you kickstart your tech journey, and take everything you've learned from this session and begin to see where you can apply, you know, individually, personally. But if you want to be a part of a community that is dedicated to helping you through your journey, holding you by the hand from end to end, from start to finish. And by that, I mean from your learning phase till you're able to secure a job. Nebiant Analytics is where that journey begins. So if you want to be a part of that and you've not secured your discount, I usually like my audience to enjoy our discount offering. I mean, you cannot come to my session and not enjoy the discount. So why not people are paying 350,000 naira? Because you're in my section, you should be able to enjoy the discount. So if you still want to be a part of that, please reach out to me, and then I would see how to support you. Class starts next weekend. So if you want to act, please act fast. Thank you very much once again for joining this session. I wish you a wonderful night rest. Good night, everybody.